It had been a long and emotional week for Formula One, and what I think everybody needed in Hungary was a great race, and we got it. An incredible race. A run of consecutive podiums for the Mercedes-AMG Petronas team came to an end, shockingly, with both Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton failing to make it onto those 3 steps at the end of the race. Instead, it's the second victory of the year for Scuderia Ferrari, and one that meant so much to them, to Sebastian Vettel. He equals Ayrton Senna's win record of 41. More than that, though, at the end of the week where the drivers had to lay to rest one of their own, a driver who was destined for a future at Ferrari, it meant so much more to them, to everyone in the sport, particularly to race winner Sebastian Vettel. It was an amazingly emotional week, and it ended in the most incredibly emotional fashion. Here's your race winner, Sebastian Vettel.
It has been an incredible week anyway, so it's difficult to put in words. I think Ayrton is not remembered for his wins and for his championships, but for his style, and it's unique. So I think we all have to find our own way, but it's a privilege and an honor to have the chance to be close to him, at least if you look at some of the numbers.
You talk of having your own style. You have you talk of Senna having his own style. You have your own style, and being so mindful in that slowdown lap to say the things you did in the languages that you did. What does this win mean to you from an emotional perspective, given everything that not just you but everyone in the sport's been through within the last week?
I think it's the least. Obviously, it was going through my mind the last couple of laps, and I was trying to push it away because it's so easy to do a silly mistake, but equally it has been, as you said, a tough week, and especially a tough day today. Starting the race, before the race, finding yourself on the grid, and all in a circle, thinking of Jules, seeing the family, being there on Tuesday as well. It's been very tough. So I think it's the least that we could do to raise hearts out today for him and for his family. And I think all the drivers that have been on the grid in Suzuka last year, all the drivers that have been on the grid this year, he will always remain part of our lives and part of our racing when we jump in the car and close the visor.
Second and third today, 2 Red Bull Racing boys. Well, you could say it was an all Red Bull Racing top 3, actually, given that Sebastian was such a long time a Red Bull junior, then a Red Bull racer. But no, Red Bull Racing's Daniel Ricciardo and Danny Kvyat in third and second. Kvyat's first ever podium, bringing it home in second place. Ricciardo with an amazingly topsy-turvy race, bringing it home in third, despite penalties and damage and you name it. A great run from those guys. And also in fourth place, just behind them, Max Verstappen. It was a Red Bull fest today, and when you look at what that team has been through throughout the opening part of this season, with the engine woes and things not coming right for them, an astonishing turnaround in performance, in fortune, and will put both Red Bull Racing and Toro Rosso into this mid-season break, I think, in an incredibly positive frame of mind. So Max Verstappen P4, Daniel Ricciardo P3, but first and foremost, Danny Kvyat, first ever Formula One podium. What a huge result. You must be... actually, you tell us your emotions right now rather than me putting words in your mouth.
Well, I guess you would expect that it's very hard to describe with my own words what's going on inside myself, inside my mind. It's a very special day. So many emotions. It's been so up and down. Yesterday I was so frustrated with myself in the car. And today it's been just a fantastic turnaround. Such an eventful race. Many things been happening, but nevertheless, we as a team deserve this result, and I think this goes to our team, to all the guys who've been working so hard, and to Jules and to his family, because we lost a great person, and I lost a very, very good mate. I knew him for 1 year, but it's been enough to be a very sad day for me.
It looked like a race Jules would have enjoyed. A lot of battles, a lot of fights, really hard fought. Has it been something that you guys needed to get out there and pull the visor down and get racing again?
Yeah, obviously that's the thing. It's been such a tough week, to be honest. On Tuesday we've been saying last goodbye to Jules, and it's been very hard and heavy heart for all of us, especially for who was there. On Thursday I was distracted, I was nowhere. My engineer's been talking to me, but it was going from one air and it was exiting from another air, and my mind was somewhere else, was still there in Nice. But then on Friday, as a racing driver, I closed my visor, and it always helps me to distract myself from anything in this world. I'm in another space, and this helped. But today, before the race, minute of silence, meeting Jules' parents again. It's been always mixed, and we will always carry him in our heart.
I guess fighting like this, getting a result like this, the best tribute you could pay to him. But how difficult was it? Let's talk through the first few laps of the race. Massive vibration. We could see from the outside your front wing vibrating so badly with that flat spot. Did you fear at that point that it would maybe be too hard to carry on?
Yeah, we were discussing. I thought it was over, to be honest. So it's unbelievable how the life can turn the things around. We were thinking about retiring the car during the first stint. Then we had to make an early pit stop, which compromised our strategy and everything. But then it was getting better and better through the race. It was hard race, but yeah, it's never give up. That's what I learned today.
Yeah, you said that on the podium. I think we can all agree. Great job. Well done.
Thanks. Thank you.
Your trophy's a bit bent, mate.
Yeah, dropped it. It's got more character now.
Much like your car.
Yeah.
Didn't end in one piece either. A really eventful race. Talk us through it.
Yes, eventful to say the least. My car looks like it's been through hell and back. I felt like I went through hell and back. I was getting banged around everywhere, and how we still end up on the podium is I think, it's a compliment. It's a compliment to the resilience that we showed today. So, turn one with Valtteri, it was close, and I can't remember, I don't know if he just slid into me or what, but basically the front of my car jumped and I went off track a bit, and I came on the radio straight away. I said, all right, I've got damage, surely. And then I did the first lap and I was hanging in there with Danny. I was actually quite a lot quicker than Danny. I was like, okay, maybe the car's fine. Then Danny let me pass, and then we got through the Force India and Bottas quite quickly, and we had good pace. Then, doing our race, safety car came out. We put the new option on, which we saved yesterday. So I was like, yes, it paid off. On the restart, Lewis had a really poor exit out of last corner, so I had a run on him. Just went on the outside, turn one, and I couldn't see him, but I just assumed he'd locked a little bit and ran in the side of me. I went off track again. My side pod was flapping around everywhere. I saw debris in the mirrors. Then I was like, okay, car's damaged. Maybe that's the end of our race. Next thing you know, I'm catching Vettel and Nico, and the car was definitely affected in right-hand corners. I was sliding around a lot more, but I guess with the option, we still had good pace. Sit behind Nico for quite a few laps. Obviously, the Mercedes is quick down the straights. He had a bit of a slide, there with a few laps to go out of the last corner, and I said, okay, if I don't go this lap, then my chance of a victory is surely over. I was far back, but I went for it. He left me room. I thought he was fair, but then just on the exit, I just felt like he came across a little bit too soon and just chopped me off. So unless I lifted, I don't think there was a way to avoid it. We both touched, and then obviously that ruined our chance of victory. But to still come back, be on the podium, set the fastest lap, it's still a pretty eventful and happy race.
We stood here yesterday, and you said the podium is definitely on for you. We discussed the possibility of a win. With a few laps to go, it looked like a replay of last season. There's a Mercedes, a Ferrari for you to get by. And from a turnaround for you guys at the team, double podium today, from where you've been, the lows that you've experienced this season, how does this feel going into the mid-season break?
It definitely feels good, and I had deja vu those last few laps when I was catching the guys. I was like, can you believe it? We're in a chance to win this thing again. And I really thought we could. So it was a nice feeling to have that back, to fight for a victory. And for the team, it's definitely been a tough year for the team standards, for our standards. So to get a double podium, obviously for Danny to get his first one, it's great. He was there, right place, right time, but he was putting in the race he needed to. So congrats to him, and the team can go into the summer now knowing that, sure, you know, some things fell our way today, but we did have pace. You know, we definitely had pace, and we got a lot to take forward with pleasure to Spa. So happy with that. Again, just want to dedicate this to Jules, his family. I'm really happy that they were here to see this today, and I hope we made them proud. Thank you. Cheers.
Wow. Fourth place. Congratulations. How does that feel? Your best ever result in Formula One?
Yeah, unbelievable. I didn't expect that at all after my start. Luckily, we stayed out of trouble. At the end of the race, I had a bit of front wing damage, so I even had to do a drive-through. But, you know, to finish fourth, unbelievable, no words.
An incredibly tenacious drive as well. At what point did you feel it starting to come to you?
I think in my second stint, everything was going quite well. The guys behind me were not catching up, and I was quite comfortable in the car. And then after the safety car restart, a lot of touching in front of me, crashing. I also had a touch, so I had a bit of front wing damage. But yeah, at the end, I was asking my engineer, for what position are we racing? And he said P4, and I was like, what happened in front of me?
and without that drive-through, it could have been a podium today. But I guess nothing but enjoyment, excitement, and just delight.
I'm unbelievably happy with P4.
And just before the summer break as well, looking back on this first half of your first ever Formula One season, how do you look back on it?
Well, now completely perfect. Before it was quite okay, but now with the P4, it's really good.